It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your two best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
Is where it all ends.
Oh my God.
It's a hit, Max. It's a hit.
Ben, I demand a recount. This is a fallacy. This is a fake relationship, and I will not stand for it.
You want to take it to the Supreme Court, don't
I'm
you?
taking it to the Supreme Court. There are hanging chads and shit. This cannot be true.
I loved it. I loved it, actually. I was like, you know what? This is a fitting ending to this show. This show is so insane, and everybody on here is deranged. This makes sense to me. This made sense.
I want to know about the security of this machine in the boardroom in Uncle Nick's creepy closet, and if it's hackable. Because we had some MIT graduates in there, Nick and Will.
Yeah, Nick might have hacked it.
Nick might have hacked it. They were alone. The only people in the room. We don't have any footage of them. Were they even filmed when they were in there?
I heard Will saying in an exit interview that he thinks the mole hacked it, but he still isn't quite sure who the mole is, but he's narrowed it down to 3 people.
Come here, you little demon.
That's him talking to the mole.
Yeah. He definitely thought Francesca was a prime suspect, for sure. That's why he didn't want the cameras on him. He's keeping it all close to his chest. Smart player.
Yeah, he went to mole mode, and he's going to figure it out.
Still working on it.
The only reason that Georgia and Dom won this thing is because of Chase. Chase had the opposite effect. Chase goes out and he says, "You guys are all." He's like, "You're a fake couple," and then everybody goes to their defense, and it's like, "These are the best people I've ever met. They are saints," and everybody has it in their mind that they are total saints, the best people that they've ever met.
Everybody's mind was already made up before they went in there. I think everybody was just voting for their buddies, right?
Well, if anybody,
I think Dom and Georgia had more friends in the house.
If anybody was on the fence, they were convinced there by Saint Georgia and Saint Dom.
I think it's so funny that we got a second chances Jeremy type Survivor finale speech from Joey and Carousel that ends with them saying they got engaged, and then they still don't win.
Yeah, people didn't vote for some people that got engaged. This was
insane. I thought it was going to be 10-0 or whatever. Like, I thought it was going to be a sweep of votes for Carousel and Joey.
That is savage.
Yeah, I actually do kind of love it now that I'm thinking about it. It's
hilarious.
It's mean. You know what if the prize?
It's like we don't, even though you just got engaged, we still think that this couple that's going to break up in 2 weeks is a more of a perfect match than you guys.
They believed in them. You know, they believed that this couple was. I mean, they do say it was only by 1 vote. Who knows? They believed in the
Savannah gave a spite vote to Georgia and Dom. I guarantee.
Yes, because Carousel was Francesca's best friend.
Yes.
I think that the association with Francesca really kind of didn't help them.
Yeah.
I think Carousel being a pot stirrer was not great help, and her just spending all her time with Francesca. I think Joey taking a lot of naps wasn't great help either.
Yes. Their jury management was lacking.
Yes.
That's what you're saying.
I just think the old phrase, you snooze, you lose, really applies to this scenario.
Yeah.
They were just too
Well, I don't know. In Dom and Georgia's case, you snooze, you win, because they both.
Well,
a lot of sleep.
We snoozed. They sent
we snoozed.
We snoozed.
We also won because it was a hilarious outcome.
It was. It was just a. It's just ridiculous, Ben. It's just ridiculous. Are we the only people that see the truth here? I mean, a lot of people on the internet, they're like, Dom is so incredible. Like,
are you serious?
Georgia is such an amazing person. Well, everybody is shipping Dom and Inez now. People think Dom and Inez should be together.
What?
Because Dom and Inez had that great friendship. So people think that because Georgia's with Harry Jowsey, Dom and Inez should be together.
Oh, God.
Because they were never able to be together. So Dom and Inez should be together.
She does.
You don't see it?
she does talk about sleep patterns a lot. I'm starting to put it together. Dom does put people to sleep very easily. She's really into sleep.
I think
I get it. I can see it.
I think it would work because, as he said, he's not very bright. His words, not mine. And she would be doing her whole like, love is, the parallel lines, they become perpendicular, and the hearts they break apart and they come together, and the heart it melts, and that is what love is. And he would just be like, yeah, I know, that's so smart. Yeah, man, why me though? But yeah. And I think that is
love is like a cat.
Yes. And he'd be like, oh my God, you're so right. Yeah. And I could see them
And then
working
he'd be
together.
clenching onto her really hard, not letting her
Yeah.
go.
She'd be like, love is like you breaking me in two. Yes. And I ship. I'm all into Dinez.
I don't.
Or Ion. I ship so hard. I love shipping. But yeah, so people are shipping them really hard. People think they might be together.
It's just funny that people were like that Nick Lachey and Love is or Kinetic Content. They were really hoping that people would vote for who they thought was the perfect match, and instead, I think they were just voting for their friends at the end.
Yes,
they were voting. It was like a jury management thing, like Survivor.
Yeah, that's how it goes. I mean,
totally fucked over the Joey Content's idea of what it was going to be.
Joey and Carousel, the problem is they got together too soon, and then they were just hanging out, making out the whole time, not talking to enough.
Falling in love, planning their
people,
life together.
Yeah. Carousel, she just talked to Francesca, and then Georgia, and then Joey, we saw him talking to Georgia a lot, so that wasn't helpful because she couldn't vote for him. I feel like they were best friends with like the final people. It wasn't helping them.
You got to mingle.
You got to mingle if you want to win that $1 million vacation.
Mingle Pringle.
Yeah. Now they don't get a pre-honeymoon.
I will say this though. Before we jump in, I will say this. I would love to be a fly on the wall when Dom is a third wheel on this free vacation that Georgia and Harry Jowsey are going to be going on.
Yeah, sure. To the Maldives. To the Maldives. It's very amazing.
Why me? Like, of all people,
like why me? Why do I gotta go on this like thing with like Harry Jowsey from like Too Hot to Handle? Like, why me?
Harry takes the middle seat on the plane.
You want a ring pop?
By the way, just a trip, like you win that shit in round 1 of Wheel of Fortune, for fuck's sake. You can't do better than that. Like, come on.
Nah. Should we talk about the episode a little bit? Just a little bit.
All right, fine.
So Bartise and Abby, she says match with Izzy and have a great time, and then Izzy just appears, like almost as if she was told to walk over there. It's interesting. Izzy's like, "What just happened there?" And Bartise is like, she's an idiot. She's emotional. Women, psycho, pop, Corley, cuckoo. Am I right? Yeah. Abby goes and says goodbye to everyone.
Bartises are shithead.
I love that.
Shithead. She's like, I'm
Abby,
out.
I think Abby should have been in here earlier. I think we only tapped into what Abby can give us a little bit.
I know every show needs a wild card, and come on.
Yep.
Yeah, this is where she reveals that she said she didn't want to have sex on camera. So that's what she said when she cared about the looks thing, and then he used that against her,
Yeah.
So he was mad that she didn't want to have sex with him on camera. That's what he was really mad about. That's where the darkness inside came from.
There is no way that Bartise can spin this to make himself look like a decent person at all. Like, this is really bad and gross.
Yeah.
I just got to figure out which head I'm thinking with.
I think we knew what head he was thinking with.
His second mythological head.
Oh yes. And he had rage in his heart because she didn't have sex with him, so he took it out on her when she was mad at him for being an asshole. So
Yep.
yes. And she says she's upset that he weaponized it, and then she says, I think he might be an asshole, we just didn't realize.
Yeah, it's kind of funny watching Love is Blind, Love is Blind cast and the Perfect Match cast all figuring out about like 3/4 of the way into a season or towards the end of the season how much of an asshole Bartiz is.
Yeah, it's amazing.
One of those rare things in TV where it's like they didn't get to see the other person's season.
I love this language that Bartiz uses. He always knows just what to say, and it's really beautiful, flowery language. He just knows how to put things. He says when he matches with Izzy that he did what's best for him, and it's unfortunate that there was a casualty in the mix.
Oh my God, casualty. Good Lord.
I love him talking about Abby like he killed her.
Like he killed her. Yeah.
Disposed of her like a body, like a dead body.
We might have an American Psycho situation going on with
it is what it's starting to feel like, isn't it?
Yeah, little Christian Bale-ish.
Yes.
Bit.
Yep. Nick and LC, yeah, they match. He says that he has a grass is greener problem, but not now. And yeah, they match. I don't know. He talks about commitment issues and all this stuff, and I'm like, so are they matching or not? And then they match. I don't know what's going on with Nick right now.
Yeah, I think Nick is. I think Nick is keeping his options open. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah. But I think
just in life, but it doesn't really apply to the show anymore. You know, I'm just like, okay,
yeah.
I don't really care because the show is wrapping up, so I'm not going to see you outside the house. We do know he went on the New Year's Eve date with Katie Thurston she was the Bachelorette. We are aware of that news. We don't know where he's at.
We don't
currently.
know if they're still together or not.
We have no idea.
We'd love to speak with him.
We would love to speak with him. Shane and Chloe match, and then we do they go upstairs and they have sex. Do you remember that when they went upstairs and they had sex? Do you like that scene?
I kind of remember it, but there's we've heard two other different voices when they've had sex before, so that kind of confuses me.
Yeah. I mean, the scene did go on a little bit longer. Sorry, that was when Cole made a cameo. I apologize. Cole,
was Cole in the corner.
Cole ran in and was like, I want to join.
Hey, cuties.
Hey, cuties. And they're like, Cole, get out of here. You weren't invited to be on Perfect Match.
You can't find him, can you?
Dude, get me out of here.
I wish Cole would have been on this season. That would have been great.
I know. He would have been so funny. Chloe says she's excited to sleep with Shane because Georgia snores. And Georgia's like, please come back. I don't want Dom to touch me, please. Please.
She's like, I didn't used to snore until I met Dom, and then I just like entered this really deep sleep.
Yeah, it's amazing. I've never slept so well. It's incredible. I've never snored before. Georgia and Dom match, but she kind of makes him work for it.
I've got some bitches to talk to, and it's not you.
That bitch is Harry Jowsey,
and it's not you.
I'm gonna date him on and off for a year or two after we film this.
Oh, just wait till you hear the story of how they did connect. Do you already know it? We're saving it for the Patreon, but
yeah, I do know. I do know.
Oh yeah, it's good. It's good.
We're going to talk about it on our Patreon, as long as other social media, any updates that we hear after this. Especially tomorrow, we're going to hear stuff when the NDAs lift. So if you want to hear more in our final recap for the entirety of the season, giving out superlatives, talking about social media, you're going to have to come join our Patreon. You get to join our Patreon. It's going to be really fun. And also a ton of other content, over 50 episodes. Patreon.com/Reality Alert. It's only $5 a month. And this month, our Love is Blind coverage starts as well. So it'll include that. So
oh my God, I forgot Love is Blind is coming up. I'm so excited.
Yes, on the 24th, Patreon.com/Reality Alert.
A whole new pod squad.
A whole new pod squad. So definitely come check that out. It's just at the cost of a cup of coffee. So definitely worth your time. So Joey and Carousel match, they're really smug about it. They're like, we love each other more than anyone in the whole world. We're amazing. And
at this point I was like, prove it. And then they did, and I was like,
ooh. Can I say something, Ben? I really like the confessional booth. I like the colors in the confessional booth.
You know, it is really good. It is good. Yeah. Isn't it similar like a color scheme to like Too Hot to Handle? Am I crazy, or a little different?
I think a little different. I don't really remember.
It's very like 70s sort of vintage sort of like colors. Yeah.
I don't like when they go to the side camera and then it's like either out of focus or like smudged. I think it's like out of focus. I don't like when they do that, but I do like the front facing camera. I like that.
Yeah. Just want to put it out we'll message Kinetic Content and let them
Thank
know.
you. It's just stupid. Yeah. Why is it out of focus? It doesn't make any sense. I want to see the people, not out of focus people. Doesn't make sense. Everyone is making out in bed except Nick and Elsie, who are having a pillow fight. Nick never gets to make out with who he wants to make out with. He's cursed.
And I don't know what's going on there.
But Shane and Chloe are just telling each other how proud of each other they are for not fighting and getting jealous. They give each other pats on the back. Carousel says Joey proved himself to her through fighting for her and changing his ways as a partner. She says she trusts him with his life, but in a relationship, she says he's dropped her every time she's been with him previously, and she doesn't have that security that she needs when we leave the house, and she doesn't know that things are going to be different. She needs him to do something.
Yes, if only there was a symbol of security that he could give to her.
When this happened, I was like, are they? No.
I still didn't believe it. In fact, the thought didn't even enter my mind.
I was like, what are they setting up? I was like, is he going to break up with her? Is she going to break up with him?
That's kind of what I was leaning towards. I was like, maybe they will break up before this is over. And that's what they're alluding to. I never thought this would take a Love is Blind type turn ever.
Yeah,
did Joey bring a ring with him down there, or did he go out and buy a ring in Panama?
When we get to the date, I have a bunch of information on that.
Okay, good.
Like a bunch. So let's get to the dates. I was actually kind of disappointed that they had final dates in a way. Like they were good, but the show is kind of
boring.
They were boring. Final dates on these shows are boring, and every show does them.
Essentially, they're just like repeating the same things they've said and reaffirming them.
Yes. I feel like this show has been very good at making all of the dates that people go on very short and keeping the content to the matching ceremonies, which despite just being a bunch of people at a house talking, have been full of drama and really fun. And so I thought that by relying on these kind of like longer, boring final dates, they went back to like the classic formula, and it was disappointing and kind of boring.
I always felt that way when we were recapping F-Boy Island, which is available on our Patreon, patreon.com/Reality Alert.
Too bad you can't watch it.
I'm sure you can find it if you try really hard. I'm sure you can find it online. But on F-Boy Island, it was the same thing. It was like, okay, I'm really liking the moments where they're all in the house together and bickering and the whole group is together. But then when they go out on these excursions, on these individual dates, the further along it gets, the more kind of boring the dates start to become, because they just keep repeating the same stuff over and over. And it's like, okay, we kind of got an idea now of what you want. Like, let's move on from it. We don't need it anymore.
So Nick and Elsie, we get a chasing waterfalls joke because they're at a waterfall.
And her name is Elsie. And so she's quoting TLC.
Yes, her favorite channel is TLC, the Learning Channel.
Yes.
In confessional, he's like, she likes me, but I can tell she's unsure where I stand, so she has doubts. I'm like, do you know where you stand? Or are you talking about her perspective? This is a weird way to phrase. Well, what about you? Why are you talking about her? What about you?
He knows where she stands. She likes his teeth and his arms.
Yes, that's what she said. They're not a perfect match, he says. And she's like, actually, we don't get her response. They make it seem like she's disappointed.
Yeah, well, right before that, she was like, I have like a schoolgirl crush on you. Like, saying all this stuff. And then he's like, yeah, we're not a perfect match. And she just goes, yeah.
Yeah.
So it's a kind of confusing scene because it goes from one side of things all the way to the other. It does a full 180. So.
Yeah, he does say, I have dated long distance before, but we kind of got to know each other before. Is he talking about Rachel from The Circle season 3, aka Jackson? Is he?
No.
Are you sure?
She's blonde.
Oh, this is so awkward.
Well, she's not wife vibes, but they could have been hookup or date vibes.
Maybe. I don't know.
No, I don't think it was.
There was never any clear answers on the Rachel Nick thing. We don't know what's going on. And we know that cast likes to be little devils and sprinkle out misinformation everywhere.
They dated for 3. They secretly dated for 3 years. Elsie was like, I don't mind long distance, and I hope we can figure it outside. Nick was like, no, I'm a player. Don't you forget it. And he dropped the mic.
Yeah.
Bartise and Izzy, they go on a ride on a gondola, a sky gondola. They can be
very
called.
Cool. You know, to me, this would have been the most pleasant day. I don't want parasailing. I don't want off-roading. Just put me in a little jungle gondola.
Cool. Oh, you don't want to just go look at a fucking waterfall while other people get to go on a cool ass tram ride? Yeah, this is cool.
I want to go on a tram ride. Exactly.
Yeah. Bartise says he's going to approach this conversation like he approaches every conversation, in a mature manner, and he's really going to listen to her. Yeah, that's how you approach every conversation. Every conversation, just like that. Yeah. I don't know about that.
I don't give a fuck how I look.
Yeah, okay, sure.
I like that they talk about having kids. Like, what are you guys doing here?
What the fuck?
You're not. You know you're not going to be together.
You are kids.
You know you're not going to be together later that night.
Yeah.
What? Are you crazy?
I like how she's like, I've never done long distance. I can't say you're my perfect match, and he's instantly like, yeah, I agree. That's what I was gonna say. You're not my perfect match. I said it first.
I'm genuine now. I'm sincere now.
I totally wasn't gonna ask you to be my perfect match. That's not what I was about to say. You
know, in his mind, he's still trying to win. And he wouldn't have had a shot anyways. Everybody hates him.
He was totally going to say, let's be perfect matches. He totally was. He was caught off guard. He thought he had in the bag.
No. Because here's the thing. I really do think that you might actually be my perfect match. I really do think that's a possibility here.
That's what he sounds like.
This is the darkness inside. Bartises are shithead.
I love that soundbite. Is so good from Abby. We're gonna get some mileage out of that one if Bartise is on another.
He better be.
People hate him so much. I've never seen a character as hated as him, except for Shake, on Netflix. So like they kind of have to keep bringing him back. The more people hate them, the more Kinetic is going to want to bring him back.
And at least Shake helps animals. What is Bartise?
You're right. doesn't help humans, hurts humans, but he does help precious little animals. So
he does.
There is that, folks. We have to think about the animals. We do.
DJ Puppy Doc in the house. Chloe and Shane, they go jet skiing. Hey,
now this
fun.
is a date that I could get into.
Yeah. Shane says finding his perfect match is the last puzzle piece in his life that's missing. And he's fully committed to her, and he hopes she feels the same way. This is a pretty scene. You know, it felt like it was out of a rom-com, didn't it? With her English accent and his American weird voice. It felt
if Drew had a British accent, I could see it.
Yes. She says she gets butterflies when she's around him, and she just knows what to do when she's around you. I mean, come on, people. It's straight out of a movie, a moving picture.
It's like a fairy tale.
Yes.
And of course, the prince always rescues the princess on a jet ski in a fairy tale. Always, every time.
I do like how she does lay down the line, though. She's like, I want this to be good, though, and I really didn't like that fight. And if that fight happens outside of here, this won't work, and I don't want to jump into something that won't work. And he's like, well, you know, this environment is very stressful. You know, we're on reality TV. I'm not at my best, and I do have stuff to work on, but you make me want to work on it. You make me want to be better. Because you're the love of my life, and I want to marry you. And when you meet the person you want to be with, you want to marry the Harry Met Sally line. You know, the end of the movie, the movie line. And then she starts crying, and she says this:
There's no definition of perfect. Like, everyone's got their character defaults. Everyone's got little imperfections, but your imperfections are what make you perfect.
Come on, that's pretty good. That's pretty good.
She's good.
That's beautiful.
She's good. She took the theme of the show and she grabbed it by its horns, you know, and she just went for it.
That was good. My eyes were getting watery. It was late at night. I was feeling emotional.
I remember the videos. Yeah. Mm-hmm.
I was like, oh my God, Chloe, oh my God, so beautiful. She's young and in love, and she's whimsy. I remember being young and having feelings.
She's a very very like positive, optimistic person. It seems like that's just like her personality, you know.
I used to be positive.
Now put a baby in me.
Boom, boom, boom.
Now put a baby in me.
And then Shane's like, okay, I will, but only when we are 31 years old and we have very successful careers as therapists, online therapists.
And Shane's like, shit, I am 31 years old.
Oh, shit.
Oh, shit. Dom and Georgia. Oh, God. They drink champagne on a boat. Oh, thrilling.
They make boats boring. Boats used to be so much fun.
Boats are so cool. They float on water.
Yes, there's nothing better, really.
He calls her his best friend and someone he's actually going to miss, and he doesn't want to miss her. Wow, you don't want to miss someone that you don't want to miss? That's amazing.
Wow. It feels like vows, doesn't it? It feels like really vows here. It's like, you know, you're not on Love Is Blind, right? This isn't an altar.
But here are my two favorite things that they said. I hate us. That's Georgia saying, I hate us. I hate us. Like, oh, I'm glad you share something.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah.
This is Dom. I'm glad that he expects this, though.
We're just expecting a bloodbath of criticism.
How did he knew? He foretold what we were going to do. He was talking about the podcast, right?
Yes, he's talking about Reality Alert.
Yeah, he was like, shout out to Reality Alert.
Specifically, I think he was talking about our Patreon, patreon.com/Reality Alert, where the biggest T is. That's where all the biggest T is.
We're just expecting a bloodbath of criticism.
You just knew. They just knew it was coming.
Do you think? I think Dom would have moved to London eventually. He would have.
Yeah.
Done it.
Do you know what was really lame about this? How they stood on like the bow of the boat. I think that's the front, or was it port or starboard or whatever? I'm pretty sure it's the bow.
I'm in a landlocked state.
I'm 99% sure it's the bow. They stood on the bow of the boat and they held each other, but they only semi-Titanic. If you're gonna,
yeah, he like hover hands the Titanic pose.
They didn't stand. She didn't open up her arms. He just held her. It's like, if you're gonna stand at the edge of the boat and wrap your arms around someone, like, just fucking do it. Just do it. Like, don't tease the fucking Titanic, you fucking wimps.
He can't let go of her though, because then she might go to another guy.
Yeah, that's true. That's true.
She might go find the captain of the
ship.
Well,
the line is never let go Jack, so he doesn't need to let go of her. She just,
If the producers were really good, they would have made the captain of that boat Harry Jowsey.
Oh, that would have been
good. He
good.
Comes out wearing the little captain hat.
And he's like, "Hello, governor, it's me, Harry Jowsey. Hello, Georgia." And she's like, "Take me, Harry." And they push Dom off of the boat.
Yeah, Dom's like clenching for dear life onto Georgia, and she's trying to get out of his grip, and she can't get out of it. Yeah.
And he's just going,
"Why me? Like, of all people."
And she's like, "'Cause you're boring, Tom. You're fucking boring." And Harry's just like, "Hello, governor. Did I mention I'm Harry Jowsey? Want a ring pop?"
What a cheeky little fella, ain't I?
Cheeky little fella. Do you know I was on Too Hot to Handle?
I give off Pete Davidson vibes, you know. That's really the key to all this.
What a guy.
Yeah. The
Love
British
him.
Pete Davidson.
Speaking of British Pete Davidson.
Whoa, okay.
No, just kidding. Let's take a break and hear from our sponsor.
I love that transition.
Yes. Breaking news. Manscaped now sells beard products. That's right. They are once again revolutionizing men's grooming with the brand new Beard Hedger. From a beard trim to a fresh shave, the technology behind the Beard Hedger allows you to shape your signature beard look. Now you can finally use Manscaped products to make your drapes match your carpet by going to manscaped.com and using the code RealityAlert for 20% off and free shipping.
I love the Beard Hedger, Max. I love there's a little rotary wheel on it. Gives you all different settings and sizes for how long you want your beard to be. I love spinning this thing. I spin this thing like a fidget spinner. So it's a lot of fun. I'm all about it.
Ben, there's nothing weird about trimming your beard. You got to look good. You got to look sharp. And if there's anything I like to do, it's look sharp. So I use the Beard Hedger whenever I can. And now I just look beautiful all the time. And everyone tells me it. So
get 20% off and free shipping with the code RealityAlert at manscaped.com. That's 20% off with free shipping at manscaped.com and use code RealityAlert. Manscaped, the Beard Hedger, 1 stroke, 1 guard, 20 lengths.
Okay, back to the show. So we get to Joey and Carousel's proposal, which was as this started, I was like, this is really kind of boring. They're not saying anything. Yes. And then I was like,
is he trying to cry for the camera? Or is this genuine? Like, what's going on here?
I was like, wait, this is so boring. It must be No, it's leading up to a proposal. Nothing's happening. That means something's going to happen. They're not saying anything. That means they're going to say something big.
The second he got down on one knee, I thought it was going to be a joke. Like, I thought he was going to prank her. I thought he was like, no, I'm just kidding. I thought he was going to do that.
Will you come over for a Sunday gravy at my mom's house when we get back? Something like that, you know? Yeah.
But no, it's an actual ring.
Yes. So you don't know, after he proposed, he said, did you ask my dad? And he said yes. So in an interview with Variety, we see they asked a question. We didn't see it, but you called her dad. Had you met him before? Joey says, I hadn't met him. I've spoken to her mother plenty of times, but never her father. That was literally our first phone call ever, and it was on camera, but of course it didn't make the cut. I was basically like, sir, this might be the most insane phone call you've ever received in your life. I think you know that your daughter is here right now and we're making the show, but I'm in love with your daughter and I want to ask her to marry me. I cannot do that until I asked your permission. The phone call ended up going really well. I was nervous because if he had said no, I would not have been able to ask her.
Yeah, it's law. It's law.
It's law.
Mm-hmm.
Women belong to their father, so they don't say yes. The transition of property, so that's how it goes. It's legal.
It's legal.
Yeah, that's why weddings.
That's
why weddings and marriage still happen.
It still cracks me up every time on a reality show where people make this like such a big thing of like you have to ask the dad. You have to ask the dad.
It's just really important to Carousel, so yes, fine.
Yeah, all right.
Yeah.
My father needs to sign the contract over to Joey.
Yes.
That makes you my property.
So something happened with the ring. So the show's creator told the writer of the article that he picked out and bought the ring himself. So they're saying that Joey didn't pay. So they're saying that Joey paid for the ring himself, allegedly. So Joey said, I literally had to run to the mall in Panama. We were down to the wire, a day or two left in filming. It was a rainy day in Panama. There were accidents on the road. I was like, this is never going to happen. This is going to go awful. I was stressed out to the max. I go into the first jewelry store and see a ring that looks like a decent size, not too big, not too small. I asked how much it was. It was $72,000.
Jesus Christ.
I'm like, what? So, I by the way, is he saying that Carousel isn't worth $72,000?
Oh my god!
Oh my god!
That's so not okay.
That's so fucked up. So I ran around all day long with one of the PAs trying to help me find the perfect ring and make it as good as we can. I'm happy the way it turned out in the end. It was just a really crazy day. I ended up paying around $5,000. Is he saying that Carousel is only worth $5,000?
Oh my god!
Oh my god! I am heartbroken for her.
That's so not okay.
Oh my god. Oh my god. That is so fucked up. Okay, so some people in the chat are saying, Kimberly says, I definitely don't think the show paid for that ring. That was not a Love is Blind diamond. I'm just saying. Okay, yeah, I didn't really look at the ring because I don't care. I didn't really look at it. So I believe you.
Do they pay for the diamonds on Love is Blind?
Yeah, on like Love is Blind and The Bachelor and all those shows, they usually have sponsors, and they'll like show the Love is on The Bachelor. They have like a very specific brand. I forget what it is, and like they'll like even like say the brand and like they'll show the brand like on the box. Yeah, like it's very clear. Like on Love is Blind, really I don't remember, but on like any other show, like you don't have to pay for it. On Temptation Island, when you do a proposal, they didn't have to pay for it. Like you don't have to pay for it on most shows. So it really surprises me that Joey had to pay for it. Like you shouldn't have to pay.
It surprises me that production is paying anything to gas.
Well, it's just such a big moment for the show. Like usually they'll be like, yeah, we'll pay for it. Yeah. But I guess it was like so unexpected that somebody would propose on fucking Perfect Match. Yeah.
I'm shocked. Yeah.
Yes.
Still.
Yeah. Continuing on, back at the villa, all the failure singles arrive. For some reason, we have to look at them again with all how much they failed, you know? Yeah. Yes.
You smelled that failure.
Yeah. Oh, this is interesting. Nicole says Neil Lane is the Bachelor brand, but I think you have to stay together for a certain amount of time or you have to give it back.
That's a good little asterisk to have for the company. It is. Because they know they'll break up. They know they're getting it back.
Yeah.
Hasn't there only been like one? Like, how many couples have actually stayed together from The Bachelor?
There's a decent amount.
Is there? But it's
yeah, but it's not like a lot.
It's not. Yeah.
But there's a decent amount of people that have like had kids and stuck together. But yeah, most break up. So Bartise and Izzy get off Star, and they're like, yeah, we did our thing. We like, blah blah blah. And Inez for some reason says they look handsome together and are a good match.
I like that Nick Lachey knows about all the flight patterns that go in and out of Dallas.
He's a man of the world. He's a world traveler. He always has been.
Vanessa's always trying to pull him away from his computer, because he's always tracking flights going everywhere. He's a real dork about it.
He actually wants to be an air traffic control person when he retires from hosting. Yeah. I want to be in the tower. I want to be in the tower.
She catches him sometimes going A424. Go east. U23 southwest down 2 knots.
Abby says 30 minutes before she wanted to Abby brings up the whole like Bartise screwing him over, and she's like, it's and she's like, I'm not that kind of person. And just kind of, but everybody's kind of like, whatever, we're not going to vote for them. Who cares about them? Like, they're whatever, Yeah. Moving on. Elsie and Nick, they're kind of like, well, we couldn't be perfect matches because we just met each other. Like, do you guys even care about us? And everyone's like, not really. You guys are boring. You guys are like the most boring couple here. Dude. Elsie, we don't even know your name. What's her name? Elsie, like Elsie? Ellie? Ellie? What's your name?
Poor Elsie.
I know. And then Francesca like tries to spread drama and is like, Nick made a pass at me the other night. And everyone's like,
yeah, who didn't?
Everybody tried to make a pass to you the other night. We're moving on.
Even Nick Lachey probably made a pass at you that night.
I think Francesca started having like withdrawals from like the attention and the cameras when she was off camera, and was like, I have to get back in there. I have to do my thing. So this was her trying to do it. And you could hear her being
this was essentially her shooting up.
Yes. Then you could hear her whispering, being like, awkward. And everyone was like, we don't feel awkward anymore. Like, this isn't awkward.
Right.
Like,
and then she said to that person, she was like, that's awkward.
That's you're being awkward. Oh my God. Like, oh my God, bitch.
All of you are awkward. Oh my God. Everybody here, including the crew, like, look at that PA over there. Awkward.
Oh my God, you're so awkward. Why are you beefing with me? Oh my God.
Can you guys be on nipple watch tonight?
Oh my God, look at my nipples. Why guys look at my nipples?
All the guys, hands up. Nick Lachey's like, I got you.
I got you.
All the PAs, all the crew, their hands shoot up.
Yes. Chloe and Shane, it's been a roller coaster. Of course, Nick asks if their whole like stuff with Mitchell and all the drama made them stronger, because you have to have bad experiences in your relationship. It can't just be a good relationship. It has to be bad before it can be good. And they say yes, it made them stronger.
I mean, Mitch is a lot of bad. I will say that.
Nick asked Mitchell what his thoughts are, and it's like,
no, God smited his voice because he used the word hand job. That's what it was. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, he was at a Civil War reenactment last night too. So. Yeah, they have them in Panama for some reason.
Fighting for the wrong side.
Yeah.
Well, I just really think that, Chloe, she's not ready for a relationship.
I love every time he entered the house and he was just like so desperate to like have the camera's attention. It was just like so embarrassing.
To end it with the voice like that, it's just chef's kiss.
Amazing.
Perfect.
Like, no, I said that me and Chloe are similar. It's like, what?
Like, Mitch, we can't understand what you're saying. We'll just edit it out. And he's going,
shut the fuck up.
Ferg.
No, I didn't catch that last one.
What'd you say, Mitch? I said Ferg. Sounds like fuck. Are you saying fuck, Mitch? Ferg. Fuck?
Okay, we'll just make it say fuck. Yeah, we'll say fuck.
Subtitle it fuck.
We'll just ADR. We'll just ADR. We'll just use a non-Confederate guy just to say fuck over what you just said. Chloe, no, it's nice because then Damien pipes up and he just goes, I think that Shane's a good guy. Mitchell, you're a guy, and I think I think Shane and Chloe are going to be great. You know, maybe shut up.
I would have loved it if somebody tried to tease Mitch with his voice being gone, and somebody was just like, you know what? I'm like so tired of saying fuck all the time. Like, I wish there was an alternative word I could use. It's like raunchy or dirty. And then Mitch is going, and they're like, what? I can't hear you.
Oh, Chloe gets savage though. Chloe says Mitchell and Shane are different. For one, you're a virgin and he's not.
Yeah.
It's a big difference.
Huge.
Yeah, they say they're a perfect match. Dom and Georgia. Oh God.
Boring.
Yeah, it's boring.
Even Francesca gives like a little show of support. I'm like, oh God, you don't need to do that, Francesca.
Well, she says it was awkward, but things worked out for the best. So awkward. Oh my God, this is awkward.
Oh, everything is so awkward right now.
This is so awkward. Oh my God.
Oh my God, why are there cameras?
Turtle. Oh my God.
Why are there cameras here? This is
so awkward. Why are you
like a little bit creepy? It's like a little creepy that you have this camera at me right now.
Peeping Tom, little voyeur-esque. Chase says that he doesn't think that they're a match. Finally, because he doesn't think you can make two connections like that back to back because he was just in love with Francesca and he calls bullshit on the whole relationship. He brings up that Dom said that if he didn't match with Francesca, he would leave the house that night, but then he stayed to match up with Georgia.
Yeah.
A little suspicious.
Yeah, I mean it is bullshit.
He said I love you to Francesca, and then he matches with Georgia.
Yeah, it's a rebound.
It's a rebound to non-pound town, to third grade relationship town.
Yeah. And how could Dom's little brother have also fallen in love with Francesca and then Georgia in the same day too? I don't understand it.
I'm imagining his little brother is like 8 years old, and I think that it's really messed up to like keep introducing like, you know, like different adult figures into their lives for them to get attached to, and it can really mess with them. And I think what Dom is doing is really unhealthy. So he should really stop introducing so many of his girlfriends into their lives.
Yep. It's not okay.
It's not okay. It's not okay. Yeah. And then
double down Dom, more like double down bad Dom.
Yeah. He is down bad. He's very down bad all the time. And then everyone defends them like, oh, they're saying Georgia's the best person I've ever met. Yeah, the best at putting me to sleep. Dom's such a good guy. He's such a good guy. Okay. There's not being a good guy isn't everything, okay? It's not.
Not on reality TV, it's not. It's probably one of the worst possible things you could be.
Joey and Carousel. They're Uncle Nick's East Coast blue collar kids. Are they blue collar kids?
Who?
Joey and Carousel.
Joey and Carousel. I
guess we don't know.
Joey's from Long Island, right? Is that blue collar?
You can be blue collar.
You can be blue collar on Long Island.
You can be blue collar from anywhere.
Yeah.
Maybe Joey works at construction.
I know, but it depends. You can be blue collar from anywhere, but like I would say that if you were from the Hamptons on Long Island, then you wouldn't be blue collar.
I think it depends on what your job is. Maybe Joey he works construction. He punches his time card. Yeah.
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, he gets his lunch pail and he climbs the girder and he does the nails. And he
I think I did
sandwich.
overhear Joey saying, "Oh yeah, I work in construction" to somebody, and then somebody said, "Oh, nice. On what show? What show are you playing a construction worker?"
Yeah. Carousel, she goes to the factory and she plates the metal on things. Yeah, blue collar
She
kids.
plates metal. We're exposing ourselves of how unhandy we are.
Ben, we're two blue collar kids.
That's right.
Let's go. I got my work boots on to podcast. We're blue collar podcasters.
I carry a hammer and a what do you call them? Screwdriver everywhere I go. A power drill. I always have a power drill in my pocket, ready to go.
I got my tool belt with my saw on it right now.
Yeah,
sitting down. Yeah.
Yeah. What kind of saw is that?
A big.
What are those hammer saws?
A hammer saw with some big teeth. A big toother.
Benford 3000.
Benford 3000. Yeah. And I got a welder 9.8.
Wow.
For welding a 9.8.
You know, I've been liking the 9.9.
Oh, that's good. That's hotter.
The 9.9 is pretty good.
Yeah, the 9.9's good. Yeah, 9.99.
Yeah, they tweaked it a little bit, but I think it's still got the charms of the 9.8. But you know, it gets the job done, right? At the end of the day, as long as it gets the job done, that's what matters.
That's what we do. That's what blue collar podcasters do. Can't wait to clock out after this.
I can't wait.
Punch that time card. Yeah, they talk about the whole Chase thing and how they got over that and it made them stronger. Chase admits Carousel's a 10 out of 10 and Joey's a really lucky man. Chase gives them his blessing because he knows this is a real relationship. But Ben, do we think that Joey and Carousel are still together? What do you think? Because I think no. I'm still skeptical.
That's a tough one for me. Based on because if you're just watching their interactions on the show, then you're like, yeah, I maybe could see it. But then when you hear Carousel talk about like Joey's previous patterns, that's when you, I think, start to doubt, right?
Yeah.
Maybe they are, though. We'll see.
We'll
probably find out tomorrow, right? That's when the NDAs are.
I know, just on everything she said. But I mean, he gosh darn proposed. You know, he really committed. But it's just everything happens so quickly. Can you really trust that?
Yeah, I don't know. Joey does seem like I don't know. He seems like a family man type. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
I don't know. I could totally see Joey settling down and getting married and having kids.
Yeah.
I could see it. And I think he's kind of done with reality TV. That's what it sounds like to me.
Mm-hmm. Nick Lachey says it reminds him of his own relationship. Do you get Vanessa vibes
from Carousel? I do remember that time in NCIS Hawaii where she went undercover as a panda at the Hawaii Zoo. Yeah. So I remember that. Mm-hmm.
Do you get Lachey vibes from Joey?
Yeah, a little bit. Joey always says obviously, and he moves his hands around with dramatic motions, you know.
He actually says he wants to get into hosting too. I read an article about. I'm not lying about
that.
Did
he really?
He says funny. He wants to get into hosting, and I was like, "You really do want to be Nick Lachey?" So they do see themselves in each other.
Yes,
it's very.
And cute. He does make 98 Degrees references a lot, and it doesn't make
sense.
It's like, Joey, you weren't in 98 Degrees. What are you talking about?
Yeah, I think he thinks he was.
I think he thinks so too.
So yeah, we only see 4 votes, we see Abby vote for Joey and Carousel. Inez votes for Dom and Georgia because she's friends with Dom. Diamond votes for Shane and Chloe. And Mitchell, of course, votes for Joey. Oh, not of course, but he votes for Joey and Carousel. But he wasn't going to vote for Shane and Chloe.
And Shane, yeah.
Yeah, but that's the only thing we really see. And Dom and Georgia win. Apparently, it's decided by one single vote, and they get a pre-honeymoon to anywhere in the world. Where do you think they went? Do you think they went to Sochi?
I think they
went to Moscow.
I think Georgia went to LA, and we'll talk about the rest on our Patreon.
Yeah. Well, Dom also lives in LA. Do you think they were hanging out together? Just them?
Yeah, just them. And they lived happily ever after.
Until, hello, governor, it's me.
A Brit on Hollywood Boulevard. Who would have thunk, right? Would you like to go see my star down there?
Oh, Harry, we love you.
Are they auditioning for the new James Bond? Because I've got a bloody British accent. I think I can make a crack of it.
Owsy, Harry Owsy.
At your service.
I'm an secret agent. Fighting crime one day at a time.
You know what I do? I go up to those blokes and I say, listen here, bloke. There will be no crime today on my streets, for I am James Bond.
Oh, Harry, we love you. We got Harry Jowsey on the podcast, and we got to talk to him like that the whole time.
Gotta.
Now put a baby in me.
That's what I'm gonna say, Harry Jowsey. Put a baby in me.
Oh, who do you think voted for Dom in Georgia?
Who's in the cast?
Well, is it all the rejects that voted? Is it just...
Yeah, so it's like a lot of people. I think Colony,
Abby.
Well, Abby voted for Joey and Carousel.
Oh, who else might have voted for Dom in Georgia?
I know Chase didn't.
Yeah. I'd love to see the votes. I hope they actually release them.
Yeah, we need them to release the votes.
Because I want to know who voted for who.
Yeah.
It must have been like a 6-5 to 1 or 2 vote or something.
Yeah, we know at least one person got the
Chloe, and
Diamond voted for Shane and Chloe.
Yeah.
But we didn't see her lock it in. We didn't see her lock it in. She could have switched it up last second. Also, it could have been hacked. I just want to say.
Yeah. Yes. We're not ruling it out. We're going to do an investigation.
Nothing is 100% secure. Well, it's been a fun season. I really enjoyed getting to recap Perfect Match. It's been really it really lived up to the hype that we felt going to the show. I want to thank
it's amazing.
It's really awesome. They have such a good format, connect content. They make Love Is Blind. They did such a great job with it. They didn't.
Who do you want to see on the next one, on the next season? I want to see Colin Zenub on
Colin Zenub.
For sure.
If we can get like some, if they don't go fully like heteronormative with it, I think Chris Sapphire from Circle season 1
that would be
really fun on it. I was thinking about, yeah, he would be great.
What about Shuby from season 1?
Oh, Shuby, Michael from 20 Somethings Austin.
Oh yes, that would be the best.
Nicole Byer from Nailed It. Can we get her on it? The host of Reality Show Scout.
She is. She's always looking for love, Nicole Byer.
Yeah,
She,
so why
you
can't we
heard her
get Nicole
podcast?
Byer?
Her podcast is great.
Yeah, why can't we get
Yeah,
Nicole?
why don't you date me? That's
so why can't we get
just
Nicole
has men
Byer on it?
That's why they won't date her.
Yeah, so why can't we get? She's in the Netflix cinematic universe, so why can't she
Yes.
get on it?
Yeah, Michelle Buteau, we'll put her on there too. Why not?
Yeah, get everybody, all the hosts on here.
Nick and Vanessa, and then they'll be like Joey and Carousel, and it'll get annoying.
Yeah, I have to say, Joey and Carousel, you know, they did a good job of like stirring the pot, like still like being involved in like other shit, you know. Carousel still kissed.
Shocked that they didn't win. I'm just
they still did a proposal, you know. Carousel still kissed people, you know, like they still did a good job of staying involved. So I'm happy. I'm
happy with the whole cast selection minus one person. Minus two people.
Bartise and Mitchell.
Oh, okay, maybe 3. No, actually, I'm not upset with Bartise's casting. Bartise,
I'm not either.
Mitchell. I don't think Mitchell should be on any show.
No, he shouldn't be. He shouldn't be on TV.
No.
But yeah, no, I really enjoyed it. If you enjoyed listening to this podcasting, you know, definitely. You can hang around for Are You the One, which we're still recapping, but definitely come back for Love is Blind. That's what we're best known for. Love is Blind season 4 is going to be really fun, I'm sure. We're going to be doing the same format, recapping every episode. We're going to be doing our Love Center recaps on our Patreon. That's going to be really fun. And also, we are going to be hopefully getting interviews for Perfect Match. We're going to be reaching out to all cast members, and we're going to see who we can get to interview if Netflix allows us. So we're going to see who bites and who we can. We're going to see who we can get. Whoever lets us interview them, we will. So no promises, but let's see how this goes. Sometimes Netflix kind of doesn't let us, or people don't want to, but we promise you we will do what we can. So thank you for your support. Remember to follow us on social media, Instagram at Reality Alert Podcast, TikTok Reality Alert Podcast, Twitter Reality Alert _, and once again patreon.com/Reality Alert. Ben, anything else?
No, thanks for joining us this season on Perfect Match. Can't wait to see you guys on the next show. Bye-bye.
Bye. It's the place you go when you finish your show. We're your 2 best friends. Our names are Max and Ben. We're self-proclaimed television experts. It's Reality Alert.
We're just expecting a bloodbath of criticism